Welcome back to Privy. Privy is a podcast about bathrooms. Recorded this week. I'm a little bit undercover. I'm definitely not in home record studio. To end our Privy Christmas celebrations, my intention and my goal is to, after 3 or 4 years of failing to do so, bring you Hunter's top 10 winter festive treats. Now, the problem with this is, in years past, I've tried to bring you these festive holiday offerings via my home record and my secondary recording studio at our church bathroom. And while the interruptions that we have endured have been a treasure, and shout out to Santa and Mrs. Claus for stopping by in years past, we got to get to this list. The top 10 list of Hoovy snacks needs to happen. And so I am stowed away in a secret location, not my home, not secondary recording studio, but a secret location unknown to any Kris Kringle or Mrs. Kringle, unknown to any reindeer, totally off the grid and removed from anywhere where one might be able to detect me. And of course, you might hear the echo. As a result, there's a bit of an echo this week. And that is for anonymity. We've got to keep things quiet. Otherwise, we're not going to get through this list. And so I am in recording studio, away from recording studio, top secret, and to bring you the Hoovy's holiday treat list. And in years past, I've spoken and on this list, and they're in no particular order. You guys understand it. And in no particular order, on the list is Divinity. And if you don't know, Divinity is like little clumpy marshmallow looking guys, and they're just sugar, and they're delicious, and they're great. And it's a key to any holiday hoobly wuddy, and you just get Divinity in your life. It's very good. So second on the list of holiday goodies is definitely going to be the salted nut roll. The salted nut roll, and I'm not talking about the weird kind of turd-shaped nut log that you find in most grocery stores. While those are delicious, I'm talking about there's this homemade nut roll. I think one goal I have is in this list, in compiling this list of delicious treats and getting it out to you, is that you understand the importance not only of the word nut roll, but in its significance in our lives. It's a delicious delight to be enjoyed by all. It's very good, very friendly. Estimated in that it's so simple, but it's got that soft bottom, Soft bottoms are where it's at. Next on our list, and it's one that we visited before, and I understand that there's a bit of controversy around this Hoovy holiday treat. Is the presence of fudge on the Christmas like festive treats platter? The holiday. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, how did you, who are you?
I'm Dingle.
Dingle?
Yeah, I came from North Pole.
How did you, I'm stowed away. I have been trying to get my Hoovy's holiday treat sample list out for 4 years. And I have hidden myself in this bathroom, so I don't understand how did you know I was here?
I'm a very big fan of your podcast.
Oh, shoot!
It's one of my favorite things to listen while I'm working, actually.
Oh, so I don't want to assume. So Dingle, you're an elf.
Correct.
Okay. I mean that in the nicest way possible. Are you like a traditional, what type of elf are we getting into here? Are we like Keebler cookie tree elf or like what sort of elf are you?
Unfortunately, no. I'm actually the lowest of the lows of the elves, in all honesty. I'm the guy that works
Dingle.
with Santa.
You work with Santa?
Yes.
That's got to be like
Physically.
That's gonna be like the best gig ever, though. Working with Santa. He's like the big man.
No.
It's the big show.
He definitely is big.
He's big. Well, yeah, he's got to be. He's Santa. It's not a good gig.
It is the worst gig I've ever had.
Well,
And I know as an elf, we once made cookies in a treehouse, and the treehouse said caught on to fire.
yeah.
So
I never really understood that. It always seemed like a bad idea.
that's what I was saying, but no.
It just seems like a bad place to stick an oven is inside of a tree.
You would think so.
Yeah.
But Santa didn't.
Santa is in charge. Oh,
Santa
okay.
calls all the shots.
Okay, so he's like in charge of all elves.
Yes.
Okay, so are you like a toy elf, or do you work with the reindeer?
I do a little bit of time with reindeer, but I mostly actually help Santa with his,
Toy making.
we'll say health needs.
Health needs.
Yeah. He's a big guy. He can't really reach his back, so it's
Wait a minute.
A lot of the time, it's like sponge bath type to say.
Wait. So you're okay. So last year, Mrs. Claus came on the show. She aired grievances against Santa for a lot of things, but she did mention that there were elves that helped him bathe.
That is my job.
That's your job?
Yes, the lowest of the low.
How do you get, there's other elves at the North Pole. How do you get into Santa scrub duty?
Well, speaking about the treehouse that caught on to fire, I may or may not have been the one to preheat the oven a little too hot that day.
Oh,
And this is more of a punishment than anything.
Got it. Do you get paid?
About 50 cents less than everybody else. And
Just out of spite.
We only make $1.25 an hour.
$1.20. Is that like North Pole dollar? Is that like Bitcoin? What does Santa use? Does he I don't know. Is he USD?
He is not USD. He's actually a peso.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pesos.
There you go.
Mexican currency.
So
love it.
125 peso. That's but you're on one set. Are you at like 75 cents? Then is that like
correct?
Okay, that seems like not enough to be. Do you just run his bath? Like just get the bath ready and.
I would love to say yes.
What? Okay, so but why can't you say yes? Do you do more than running Santa's bath?
I have been known to do the occasional feet soaking.
Okay.
And clipping the toenails.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's not. I don't recommend it. Do you have is there other elves that like take turns, or is this like? I've got one other person, but he's kind of, Santa's got big legs, so he's kind of there as like the stool, or
okay.
Yeah, kind of just resting for Santa to put his legs up there.
Oh, that sounds
displeasing.
Yeah, and it also sounds like a bad look for Santa. Like the more I learn about Santa, the more devious he seems.
He is. I mean,
yeah.
What other guy? I guess who else in the world knows when like you're awake at all times?
That's true.
And/or sleeping.
That's true. Does he hold that against you guys? Is that like part of his blackmail? Is like, does he blackmail the elves?
I haven't been blackmailed.
Okay, but so the bath time. Dingle. You don't scrub Santa, do you? Like, do you bathe Santa?
Yes. So actually,
God.
One of our favorite things to do in the North Pole is actually watch of Grey's Anatomy.
Okay.
So,
wild, but okay.
I know we're very big on health and doctors and whatnot. I guess up there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on where you're at. I mean,
right. Currently, it's up there for us, but
right.
It depends where you're at. But
Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, it's more of a sponge bath.
Okay.
So at least I don't have to try to get him into the tub or
Okay.
anything.
Yeah, he's doing like sink bath type stuff.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
one bowl for the dirty water
Yeah.
that we're getting, and one bowl that has a bunch of clean water.
Would it be better if he was in the bath so you didn't have to see as much though? Like this is where I'm stuck on. I've thought too much about Santa in the bath at this point.
I don't know if me and the other elves can make a bathtub big enough.
Oh shoot! Like is he bigger than people think?
He's pushing almost 500 pounds.
500.
Yes.
That's a big boy.
Yeah, we're trying to put him on a diet.
Yeah. Well, but he's like cookies only, right?
Cookies only, and that's the thing. Like, his blood pressure's high. My blood pressure's like through the roof.
Well, yeah.
I can't.
Just dealing with Santa.
Just dealing with Santa, eating a bunch of sugar.
Yeah.
I'm very bloated. I'm getting there too.
It'll do a guy in. Do you Mrs. Claus said that sometimes Santa invites the reindeer in to bath time with him. Are you guys also required to help scrub the reindeer with Santa? Why does Santa do that? I have so many questions.
I'm not sure why Santa would do that, but yes, that is a thing we do.
Yeah.
It's not very often, but it's probably like a once a month thing.
Okay.
They're outside in the snow a lot, which it's a reindeer, so I kind of view them as
they're outside
the husky of the deer world, I guess you want to say.
Hey, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
And so we do have to get them cleaned off a bit, but they're never oily. It's kind of weird.
It doesn't seem like any of this should be a thing that you're doing.
No, and wholeheartedly, I believe that we should have a North Poles union.
So are you guys like? Is that part of why you're here? Is to like begin the process of unionizing?
Partially.
Okay.
But the biggest thing is my ears rang for fudge.
Oh yeah. I have to admit I don't have. There was probably fudge made in this bathroom at some point today, but like I have none.
I think that's a different kind of fudge.
Does Santa make you guys interface with any of his fudge?
No, I don't have to do that.
Okay, you don't have butt wiping.
No.
Okay,
no.
that's good. Is there an elf who wipes the butts, or is it like?
We don't necessarily wipe his butt. It's we kind of power wash it, like a standing bidet almost.
Yeah. Okay. Is it like a bigger bidet? How much girth does Santa got on his butt?
I would say take a medicine ball, or like even better, 2 yoga balls.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a big butt.
I'm wondering, there's these videos that sometimes parents show their kids, and it's essentially 2 balloons that they have taped together, and then they spread Nutella in between the balloons. And then they teach their child how to wipe their butt, and they practice wiping the balloons to get the Nutella off. Could this maybe be a thing that you guys try with Santa? I'm just trying to think of, the guy that's having you help with bath time and sometimes like pressure washing the bee. I worry, like, even though I think y'all's unionizing might be in your best interest, I worry that Santa's going to react strongly to it.
If we were able to get Santa to wipe on his own accord, that would have to involve a loss of 200 pounds.
Oh, okay. So
he can't really reach.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen him try? Like, I'm wondering if maybe Santa is just not trying and he's just like likes that you guys do it.
Have you ever tried to scratch the middle of your back up top?
Yeah.
And it's not very successful, is it?
Not usually.
That's kind of what it looks like.
Oh, Dingle. Do you guys watch? Like, is it one of those things where it's like, I think I just asked you if you watch Santa poop. That's not what I mean. Is it one of those things where he begins and it's like, nope, you got to try. And kind of like, little kids, you want them to try something before you just do it for them. Is it kind of like that, where it's like every time Santa does a brown, he's got to at least attempt it?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, so you guys watched this disaster happen for you?
Yes.
So this is not like all right, Santa, that's enough. You can do it. He's truly in trouble.
Yeah, we actually, we sit there and we make sure Santa's not lying to us.
Oh.
And he's fully not capable of being able to wipe his butt.
Yeah. Has he ever, so why doesn't Mrs. Claus help with any of this? Have you guys ever talked to her about why she's not playing a role in her husband's health care and wellness?
As during my time in the North Pole, I've probably seen her once.
Really?
Yeah.
Where do you think she's at?
Hopefully making the chocolate milk and the hot chocolate.
Yeah.
I know that Mrs. Claus's hot chocolate and chocolate milk, and
is it a game changer?
It's the best thing I've ever had. But I can't go ask Carlos the elf.
Yes.
Because Carlos usually always burns the milk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is Carlos he helps in the kitchen, or is he just...
He
tries. Does Carlos the elf ever mix hot cocoa and coffee into a concoction of any given name?
Yeah, and actually, depending on where you're from in the North Pole, because there's a little different locations, some places call it a ghetto mocha.
Okay. What?
Or a poor man's coffee.
Oh. Does he do that?
Carlos will.
Does he give it to Santa?
Yeah, and that honestly might be why we do so much defecation.
Okay, see, because my understanding based on Mrs. Claus' report is that his poo is mostly liquid, which is troubling. The two stories add up then, Oh, shoot.
If he's just drinking a lot of caffeine instead of milk, unless he's lactose.
That could be. These are all questions that... So when I talked to Santa years ago, he was more frustrated. So, and maybe this is a confession to you, Dingle, and your elf partners, is in 22, 23, it's not important, and Santa's totally forgiven me, it's fine. I told the kids of the world that they need to catch Santa, and the way to do it is to give him X-Lax. So, Santa was mad, but it's water under the bridge, and I'm pretty sure everybody involved, Santa, Mrs. Claus, and the elves, have totally moved on. But do you think maybe was there do you remember a particularly bad year? Is it it probably wasn't 2 or 3 years ago?
No, just let's see. I would say the worst thing that I've ever seen was probably 3-4 years ago, and have you ever been to Minotma Falls?
I oddly enough, Dingle, I have. I have been there. Why do you ask?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Santa had his own little Multnomah Falls.
Yeah.
Okay.
It did not sound pleasant. Was not pleasant.
Yeah. But y'all were you didn't have to deal with it.
Not there. No.
Okay,
I was in the treehouse at that time.
Okay. So you hadn't made it to the North Pole. So your main concern is workplace conditions.
Correct.
At the North Pole. Okay. Do they got HR up there? I don't know if they got HR.
We have one person.
Yeah.
Name's Becky.
Becky?
Yeah, she doesn't do much.
I assume you've taken this concern to Becky?
Becky's scary.
Okay.
Becky. I wouldn't talk to Becky. Even with a megaphone, she's scary.
Well, but it seems like Becky's the one that could solve the Santa diarrhea bath time problem for you, maybe.
Unfortunately, she's the one who writes our schedules.
Do you think Becky's putting you on bathroom duty more often?
Probably, and that's probably because I complained about her candy cane cookies not too long ago.
Oh, Becky. So Becky's kind of petty.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dingle. It sounds like it's kind of a rough spot because like, I mean, obviously Carlos isn't going to be helping Santa at bath time. He wants to be a chef. I don't know what's Carlos's deal.
He's trying to work in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I don't know how successful that's going.
Are you not allowed to work in the kitchen because of the treehouse thing?
Correct.
Got it.
I wanted to be a baker.
Okay. Do you still want to be a baker?
Not after the treehouse incident.
Okay. So you got some trauma. So main grievance, scrubbing Santa. It's not, but like, how dirty can he get? Like, I mean, it's Santa. He's like magic. Doesn't like the filth just magic itself?
Unfortunately, no.
What?
He is, let's just say we're frequent flyers of switching out his bed sheets because
Oh, Lord.
he's a big guy. He sweats a lot in his
yeah.
sleep. You know.
Is it, this is going to be a weird question that I don't know why you would know the answer to this. But when Santa sweats, is it similar to like when, like, I don't know about elves, but like when humans sweat, it's kind of salty. Is Santa's sweat different? Like, is he built different?
I will not confirm nor deny the fact that it might taste like sugar.
Oh no. Oh my gosh. Do the reindeer lick Santa for like, as a treat?
It wasn't the reindeer.
Dingle, no. No. Is this Dingle? Dingle. Dingle, it's going to be hard for me to continue the grievance under the assumption that you or another elf, I'm not going to say it was you, may or may not have licked Santa. We're going to say his armpit or his arm. You know, he's a sweaty guy. I know it couldn't have been the back. Does Santa have back hair?
Yes, and it feels like 80 grit sandpaper.
Oh, so
It's pretty rough and coarse and bad.
So you've had to interface with that.
Correct. That's my main job of washing Santas. I got the backside.
Like the whole backside, or like
no, just his back.
Okay.
Again, we power wash.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right.
And I don't really have to get the legs.
That's good.
You know, he's kind of a big guy. He doesn't move a whole lot.
Yeah. How does he do the chimney thing? Like, is it just Christmas magic? Is that just how he does it? Like, how does he do the chimney thing?
So Santa actually did tell me that when he goes down a chimney, he's able to use his magic and he expands it out to his body size.
Okay.
Now, what you guys are thinking is what happens when there is no chimney and or fireplace.
Right.
Whatever misconception you've heard,
okay,
he does not go in through your window like a burglar.
Okay. I was going to say, is it classic home invasion at that point? Or?
No. So actually, again, this is where his magic comes in. He'll put a fireplace and chimney.
He creates one.
Yes, just for the time being, so he can slide down. Because he always lands on the roof.
Does Santa got a thing for sliding down chutes? Like, is he...
I honestly believe before he became Santa, I think he actually wanted to be a fireman.
Fireman?
Yeah.
What a strange man.
Yeah.
I will note that when I talk to Santa, he completely left out the fact that he has the elves aid him to this degree.
Why would you tell somebody that you can't help your own self?
I guess. It's a bad look. And it makes sense that Mrs. Claus doesn't want any part in it because, I think it's hard to stare down the thing you've created. You know what I mean?
Before there were elves, she had to do it.
Okay.
And guess who had to clean the reindeer?
Was it Mrs. Claus?
It was Mrs. Claus.
Okay, so you guys are... So did you get hired? Or is it like I dare to say, is it forced labor?
Not forced labor. It was kind of like an adoption agency.
Okay. That's also interesting. I don't know. I almost wonder if forced labor is better than that even. That's kind of dark. You guys were adopted? Are you his kids?
Adoptive kids.
Okay.
I've been with Santa for about 150 years.
Oh my gosh. And So Santa. Yeah, I do think we need to get some sort of unionization, HR, something in place. Because
Will you help me with that?
well, I don't around here. I'm gonna be honest. From where I'm from, how do I put this, Dingle? I struggle sometimes to see how effective things are, and a lot of times when I go to HR, I don't see anything happen, and that's why I was curious. And it sounds like Becky's not gonna help. I'm trying to think of like who could keep Santa in line, because Mrs. Claus doesn't seem willing to. She probably could, but it sounds like she doesn't have to do it. Y'all are on it, and she's like, I'm not breaking what's not fixed here. Jack Frost? Is he?
That was my go-to man.
Really?
Yep.
Does he help you guys out at all, or is it like
Jack Frost is no longer allowed in the North Pole.
did Santa banish him, or is it?
Yeah, and there's a story behind that.
Okay.
What was it? Jack Frost went up to the North Pole, and I believed he tricked Santa.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
And then created fake Santa.
Yes. Have we ever thought about maybe? This is a little unconventional, and I don't know. This might take like elf power that we maybe haven't tapped into since like the treehouse days. But like, have we ever thought about hog tying Santa and just like having Jack Frost make a fake Santa and just see if Miss Claus doesn't notice? Like, do it all over again? Because fake Santa doesn't poop. So like,
I'm not against the idea.
so Jack Frost, if you're listening, the elves might be behind you on this. We're not going to say yes because we love you, Santa. Wink, not wink. But like, it might be worth a shot. And I don't know. I'm curious about his role. But Mrs. Claus doesn't support your grievance. So this is why it'd be problematic.
Again, I've only seen her about once.
Really?
Yeah.
That's baffling because she was here last year. She interrupted our show last year. And man, she was just as upset with her husband as you are with him. Maybe not just as upset. Y'all's grievance seems a little more real.
Maybe the thing is like she might see all of the other elves, but she doesn't really see the house elves.
She doesn't see. Do you, Dingle? Do you have clothes?
One set.
Yeah. See, this is
2 pairs of underwear.
2 pairs of underwear.
Yes.
Okay.
So what happens is Monday, wear them correctly.
Okay.
Tuesday, inside out.
Okay.
Wednesday, new pair.
Okay.
Thursday, inside out.
Okay.
Friday, we go commando because it's wash day. And because all of the house elves wash their clothes together.
Okay.
You might be getting an extra large size.
Oh, so it's not like you don't own your clothes. It's like, okay.
It's more of a rent to hire type deal.
Why don't y'all have more clothes? Is it just...
Again, house elves only get paid 75 cents. And that's pesos.
Shoot. And Santa's... He seems as if he has y'all making magical toys. What would happen if y'all created, like, can you guys magic clothes? What if you stole Santa's suit? I know it's too big, but you could, like, chop it up and make,
You're giving me an idea.
Yeah?
We will shove 5 elves in there.
You guys could, Space Jam... the Alien Toon Squad, like, stack yourselves up in Santa's suit.
Or like.
We don't even need Jack Frost.
One of my favorite movies is The Little Rascals.
Yeah.
Right? And so like
Grey's Anatomy and The Little Rascals.
Yeah, it's actually we live our best life.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
I guess so.
But there was that scene where 3 boys climbed on each other's shoulders to
Yeah.
go get a bank loan. We
That's
can
right.
do that with Santa, with his outfit.
That's not a bad idea. Do you think that could... What are the odds? I'm trying to figure out, like, what are the odds that y'all end up in a precarious situation with a reindeer? Because I don't know. I have never had a confirm or deny, but I think Santa's up to some nefarious things with, I think it's Blitzen. And so I'm wondering if Blitzen's going to, like, see y'all in the Santa suit stacked up 5 atop each other and get the wrong idea.
Blitzen's the snitch.
Blitzen's a snitch. What is he snitched on? Is he like? Do you think he knows you're here?
No.
Okay.
No, I took Rudolph, actually.
Oh, Rudolph. Do you like Rudolph?
Yeah, the only thing I don't like is the nose.
The nose. Does it actually glow like in the documentary?
Yes, but the issue with Rudolph's nose glowing, it's kind of a Pinocchio type deal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it triggered by lying or is it triggered by something else?
I think it's triggered by something else, but
Oh,
that's a conversation
dear
for
God.
a later day.
Yeah. With probably Rudolph's consent, he might not like that.
Correct.
Got it. Wow. So, Dingle, you're here. I wish I could do more for your cause. Is there a reason why the other elves have kind of like also, I mean, that they're not helping you out, that they kind of, I mean, it's Dingle duty again. Like, is there a reason that you get tossed to this so often?
In all honesty, I believe it's because of what my last name is. I am Dingleberry.
Your last, what? Okay, so Dingleberry.
Yes, it does. It sounds like something that happens while in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's tough, you know.
I think they're bullying me because of my name.
So this is like workplace harassment.
Yes, and that's
Yeah.
another reason why I
Got it.
believe we should try to unionize.
Well, and it also does, I mean, it's hard for me to wrap my brain around the idea that like Santa back scrubbing is anywhere in the elf like employee agreement. I mean, it just simply, I struggle to believe that.
I've actually have never seen the employee
Oh,
handbook.
really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good tactic that a lot of employers do. They hire you and then never show you the.
And then another thing too, actually, is I've never seen my contract.
That's fast. I mean, it starts to make one wonder if you even have one. I mean, working under without a contract it happens. But man, it can be troubling. People get really upset when it happens.
Oh yeah, I think I've heard a little bit of something about that recently.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. Do y'all have like the internet in the North Pole, or is it like magic internet? I guess that's still internet.
We do have internet, but we don't have to worry about a satellite dish or anything.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I don't quite know how we do it. I'm actually pretty positive that all of just power and electricity might just come from the North Pole.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Does Elon Musk have any like influence over the North Pole yet? Has he met Santa? Has Santa met Elon Musk yet? Do you know? I mean, Dingle.
Again, I will not confirm nor deny.
Yeah.
But I do know that
He's on the.
there might be some plans for a sleigh upgrade.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it sounds like. Well, I mean, it sounds like he is like. Yeah. Do elves? Sorry, I have so many questions, and I have some bathroom questions to ask you, Dingle. But kind of last, because is there an elf like who's like? Can you think of maybe? Is there an elf whose name that you could like swap in? Like, I mean, if everybody's like, well, Dingleberry needs to be the one that's like, pressure washing Santa's bee. There's got to be somebody that's got. I mean, obviously Carlos is on hot cocoa duty, and Becky's got the microphone, but like, or megaphone. But who? There's got to be someone that could swap you in.
Maybe Phil?
Phil?
Yeah. McCracken?
Phil. Oh, see, and he sounds Irish, so he probably. I'm not going to say it, but he'd probably be good at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. Yes.
Man, Phil McCracken, do you think maybe like you could talk the other elves into making Phil take your spot?
I can try.
That might be your path forward. Because I'm worried that it sounds like HR is worthless. Sorry, Becky, you're great. And it also kind of sounds like, I feel like you turned to this show to try to help you and I mean, unionize, but it also sounds like the elves are kind of throwing you to the wolves here. And so I'm wondering how much they're going to be into it. It's a classic. Our lives are good. I don't, why would I do anything? I worry for that.
It's tough out here.
Yeah.
But I believe we might be able to get Phil.
Yeah, dude, Phil McCracken, it might be the only path forward. Have you ever thought of running away from the North Pole? Like, I mean, you can leave. I mean, you're here. You've left. But like, do you have to return?
I could probably go a couple days without them realizing I'm gone.
Okay. So this is like a journey plead for kind of desperation, or is it like last ditch effort?
Without the terrific things that have happened in previous people's lives.
Yeah.
I would say we're close to the Charlie Manson cult.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's...
Without the bad thing.
That's striking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without the bad parts.
Yeah. Without the bad.
Okay. Yeah. So I think what I'll say is, Becky, if you're listening to this, I think you put your megaphone down and like do something. I don't think Mrs. Claus listens. She mostly seemed annoyed with the idea of this entire thing. But Mrs. Claus, if for some reason you hear this, number one, I want you to sort out the Rudolph thing. I've got some questions about Rudolph's nose. But also, I think maybe you need to start playing a role in Santa's wiping and washing, or pressure washing. I guess it's all washing. I guess it reduces friction. And if y'all decide to unionize, I guess hit me up. I just, I really want to also stay off the naughty list. That's something that I also am keen on. So
that's actually not in Santa's control.
Who controls the naughty list?
It's actually Mrs. Claus.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
She's like everybody's mother. She knows more than...
Has Santa ever been on the naughty list?
Oh, yeah.
Is he on the naughty list? Like,
not at this time being, but it is... I've probably seen him over there about 3 or 4 times.
Really?
Yeah, and...
was one like 3 to 4 years ago when he had a lot of diarrhea?
Yes. But I think most of the time, Mrs. Claus will put Santa on the naughty list. Just to be petty.
Yeah.
Santa's not listening. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
You're on the naughty list.
It's the classic sleeping on the couch for Santa.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's just an at-home situation type deal.
Yeah. I like the idea of Mrs. Claus being in charge of the naughty list a little more. I don't know why.
She's a little bit more lenient.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like Santa can't lean at all.
No.
Yeah.
If he tries, I'm coming swinging like a wrecking ball.
Has Santa ever fallen over and do you guys have to help him up? Is there like a special piece of equipment that y'all use to move Santa when he falls down?
I will tell you that one time Santa was trying to walk down the stairs.
Okay.
And
I see you said the word trying.
Well, he took a stumble and he fell, and in that process, he kind of looked like a landed fish when you're fishing. And it was more of a flopping motion.
Yeah. Wow. See.
Yeah, that one was hysterical.
Yeah.
We have it on ElfTube.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Do you think us humans down here could get ElfTube? Like, is that possible that we could get that hookup?
It is a North Pole subscription only. Yeah.
Dang it, regional locked. Shoot. Well, little kids, if you're listening, I don't know why you would be, but if you're a little kid listening to this, Santa's okay. Like, he does some bad stuff, but we're gonna get it sorted. You don't have to be mad at Santa, or if you are, And I might just be is so bold to say, don't, and I can't stress this, don't do the X-Lax thing again. Like, you're going to think about doing it, don't do it. Like, I cannot stress, do not X-Lax Santa.
This time use Miralax.
Oh, spin it into that milk?
Yes.
Oh, man, Mira Milk. He's gonna, y'all should maybe hook Santa up with some Depends this year, because I have a feeling that sleigh is going to need a recoat if we do the Miralax sitch.
Monotma Falls.
Dingle, I have some questions. Since you're here, I hope it's okay. And I know I didn't really help you a lot. Yeah, that seems to be the trend whenever North Pole friends visit me. But I want to know what type of toilet paper does Santa provide you guys with up there at the North Pole? It's probably pretty good. I mean,
have you ever used school toilet paper?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know if you can call it one ply.
Santa's giving you bad paper?
It's like half ply.
Is that why he pressure wash or he has you guys pressure wash him? Is because he doesn't want to use it?
That could probably be the possibility.
You know, I'm convinced that employers who stock any space, but specifically spaces where their employees are going to have to wipe their butt with bad toilet paper, I think that's a hostile work environment. I would add that to your list of grievances immediately.
Very well noted.
At the North Pole, does the toilet paper, is it like an over or an under? I mean, Santa's not messing, but
actually, we don't have any toilet paper rules.
Oh, okay.
And we do have separate bathrooms, the boy elves and the girl elves.
Yeah.
But we don't actually have any stalls.
Okay.
They're more like counters.
Okay.
And so instead of the toilet paper roll,
yeah,
we actually put them in like the napkin boxes.
Okay.
That you'll see at like Burger King or McDonald's.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Is the toilet up on that counter?
No. The toilet's down low, but like if you look to the left or to the right, you'll see a bunch of heads, but no bodies.
Oh, because
if people are in the bathroom.
Got it. Oh, man.
Yeah, so you do have a little bit of privacy.
But not enough, not as much as you'd want.
Not from the front.
That's the worst spot to not have privacy when you're going to the bathroom.
Very vulnerable.
Has Santa ever come in on y'all when you're in the bathroom?
No, he has his own.
Right, but like, has Rudolph ever been in that bathroom?
Rudolph has.
See, I'm not so sure about Rudolph.
And it was weird because that was one of the moments when his nose got red.
See, dang it, Rudolph. Gosh. You know, I noticed in the documentary, Rudolph's nose went absolute ape escape when Clarice or whatever her brain was. And I think you might be onto something. Dingle, do you and the other elves, are you bar soap or liquid soap elves?
To each his own.
Okay.
I am a liquid soap guy.
Okay.
I get a 3-in-1 peppermint smelling soap.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a little twisted peppermint or okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Has Santa ever got, man, I don't know why, but in my brain, I want to ask you if Santa's ever got anything lodged in either fat rolls or maybe his crack. You know, you sit down on a peppermint patty and it just gets fully yoinked. And I just don't know. I guess you'd find it as you wash him, but
the strangest thing I've been able to find, unfortunately, I don't even know if Santa's probably going to get mad at me here.
Oh. I find that if you say that it wasn't this, he can't be mad.
So, okay.
It definitely wasn't this.
So, one day when I was pressure washing,
yeah,
one of the like a wiffle ball baseball bat came out.
Whoa. Like,
I don't know if it was vertical or horizontal, but it's just in there somewhere. Fell out of his crack.
That's wild. Mm-hmm. Think he's like trying to scratch with it or like.
I have no idea.
Santa.
He might have been trying to pop his back.
Ooh. Oh, I bet that would. Ooh.
Probably would have felt great, but he might have fallen asleep. I don't really know, but yeah. The yellow bat came out.
That's wild. I bet that bat has seen some things. I feel like I know the answer to this based on the job that you're forced to do. But how do you feel about baths?
I love them.
Oh, big fan. As long as it's just you.
It's just me.
Yeah.
Cool.
Huh.
We don't do very big. Like we're not a hot tub kind of place.
Yeah. Does it melt the ice?
It would.
Yeah. Okay.
But for us, we actually kind of just cut a hole into a lake.
Okay.
As if we were going ice fishing.
Okay. Yeah. I'm with you.
But we live in the cold, so the cold to us is the heat.
So you're into that.
Yeah.
Woof. Man, there's some humans that are they're cold plunge people, and they're oh, it's going to open up my pores and fire my endorphins, and then they shrink their ween getting into this ice water, and it's what are we doing?
That's only a myth.
It's a myth?
Yeah. Well, for us at the North Pole, because we're so
got it. Yeah.
immune to it that
so that's like unicorns to y'all.
Yes.
Weird. Do you guys have unicorns at the North Pole?
I've never seen one.
Okay. I was this seems, I gotta ask. Do you have any, besides scrubbing Santa, do you have any bathroom pet peeves? Does Carlos do anything that annoys you?
Carlos is a talker.
Oh, yeah. So that'll...
So, again, if you look left or look right, you might see somebody. Carlos will not shut up.
Yeah. Just...
He gets me off track, disconcentrated.
I wonder if during, I know that obviously having conversation in the bathroom just doesn't make any sense.
No, never would make sense.
But maybe the next time Carlos tries a conversation, you can give him some really bad hot cocoa recipes and see if maybe he gets a demerit, and see if you can get him bounced down to bathroom duty.
That is a great idea.
Yeah. Phil, I like the Phil move better, but I just don't know. I think Carlos has some untapped bathroom potential that he could live up to. And maybe Becky. Maybe Carlos Becky combo deal. They could combo Santa.
And I take Becky's job.
Hey, Becky? It's like undercover boss. We could do an undercover boss, and then instead of switching back when Becky's done undercovering, she just stays there and continues to wash Santa.
Yeah. I think that's what we could try to do.
Interesting. That, could be onto something there. Dingle, do you ever eat out, fast food or fast casual?
Yeah, we kind of, sometimes we go to, Burger Queen.
Burger Queen?
Yeah.
How does Burger Queen treat you? Does it do you in, or is it kind of just, it's there?
It's okay.
Yeah.
I like the burgers, but then their ice cream's pretty good too.
Huh.
And then I also do a lot of Del Bell.
Del Bell, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, Del Bell, is that that's got to be a North Pole region, hotspot for, I'm assuming tacos, but I'm not, yeah.
Yes, tacos and burritos, you are correct. Okay. Actually, we do enjoy the I can't say authentic Mexican food, but we do like the American-made Mexican food a lot.
That's awesome. I mean, I think it's fascinating that these places are so far spread. Do you guys have one in-house? Do you actually have to leave the facility at the North Pole to get to it, or is it in kind of like an airport where it's in the thing?
We actually just have one restaurant within our facility.
Yeah.
And that's actually Wendy's Jr.
Wendy's Jr.
Yeah.
Okay. Do they, does Wendy's Jr., is it because you're elves and it's smaller? Is that racist? Are you a race? I don't even know how to ask this question.
We are a race? No, it's not racist.
Okay, cool. I've made it. I've saved myself again. Does Wendy's Jr. mess you up?
Not me, but it does mess up a lot of the older elves.
Becky?
Yeah.
Oh, we could foul Becky up, and then she has to be in the bathroom, and that's how you sneak in.
I like that idea.
Okay, Wendy. So we're hitting Becky with Wendy's Jr. Santa's getting Mirror Milk. We got to get something going on for Rudolph. I think Rudolph needs to try one of these like cold bath plunges that the elves are into. I think that might be what Rudolph needs in his life.
I think Rudolph actually needs to go to camp.
Oh, he's got to go discover himself out at North Pole Camp with the Norwals and the.
Actually, it's kind of ironic. The camp's actually in the South Pole.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot! Is the South Pole evil, or is it just like, well, it's just down there? I mean,
I've never been there, but I have heard that the penguins down there are
they're pretty hostile.
one of the scariest things.
Really?
Yes.
Maybe what you could do is you could figure out how to get the penguins to team up with you, and like maybe you could get the penguins to do the Santa duty.
And that would be a good idea. And then I could change my name from Dingleberry to like Dingle Penguin.
Dingle Penguin. Maybe, Dingleberry, I think Dingle Penguin's something you should lean into. Maybe when you go back to the North Pole after this, and they're like, Dingle, you're back, and you're like, yeah, but it's Dingle Penguin now. Please, call me Dingle Penguin. I think that might be it. That might break that like name association that you have, that they have for you.
Yeah, and this could take my weekly paycheck, but I think after here, I might be running down to a government agency and doing that.
Yeah. Do you weekly paychecks, that coming out to like $5-6, $10-15? Is it too soon to like? Does Santa tax the 75 cents that you get?
Yes.
Got it. So
it's like. My gross is 75 cents an hour.
Yeah.
But really my net is like 60 cents an hour.
Oh man, Santa's what does Santa do with the North Pole income tax?
Again, not gonna confirm nor deny, but we might be getting some upgrades on the sleigh.
Okay, yeah, it's that sweet Elon Musk upgrades. Possibly. Alleged. Dingle, do you ever take a shower in the dark?
Yes. I'm a late showerer.
Yeah.
So, and most of our lights on the North Pole are on a timer.
Okay.
And, well, if we're supposed to be in bed sleeping, then watch it in bed sleeping.
What's your bedtime?
It's actually like 6.
6 p.m.?
Correct.
So you're like out past your bedtime right now.
Yeah.
Who checks on that? It's not Becky, is it?
No, not
okay.
Becky. That's actually Kevin. Yes.
In my brain, are you up in the North Pole, are you familiar with Despicable Me?
Yes, actually.
Is life kind of similar as to the Minions? I feel like, I mean, obviously you're not yellow and you're not one-eyed. Well, I guess some of them have 2 eyes.
But we are loyal.
Yeah. Except when Santa's got you pressure washing his butthole. Like that'll undo some loyalty fast.
You would think so. But again, I've been here for 150 years.
Oh no.
Loyalty lies in our blood.
Dingle.
And that's honestly probably why I've never left.
Yeah. Maybe that's where you're meant to be. That feels wrong to say, but I don't know. Santa seems to enjoy it. From what you're saying.
A little too much.
Yeah. Does his nose ever turn red?
Yes.
Dang it, Santa. Dingle, have you ever eaten an orange in the shower as if it was an apple?
No.
No.
But I think I did ask somebody. I've heard this before.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I asked somebody the last time I was taking a vacation from the North Pole.
Yeah.
If they've ever done that. And I told them to, like, hey,
You gotta,
give me your research.
Yeah.
And tell me if
Yeah.
it's, like, worth it. And
I mean, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth trying once, you know.
yeah,
Anything's worth
does it
trying.
have to be an orange, or like does Cutie or Mandarin?
Oh,
work?
I think any of those are fine. Yeah, I'd say go in peace with all of those.
But the hard thing for us too is since it's so cold in the North Pole, we don't really get that good vegetation.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I bet oranges are expensive up there. That's crazy. Well, this is fun. Dingle, the lights have gone off.
I'm scared.
Is there a light over there? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Speaking of lights going off in the North Pole, here we are. We just, in my secret location, we just had a lights turn off. That was hoogity boogity for a second. I thought it was going to be dicey. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm confident that I'm going to have to call a friend when we try to leave this place because I think they shut the lights off out there, and I'm wondering if they have set the alarm. It's okay. I have an inside guy. We got this. It's going to be fine. Dingle, have you ever performed a waffle stomp? Uh-oh.
Yes, I have.
Oh, did you do it in Santa's shower? Allegedly.
Yes, I did.
Oh,
That's no allegedly.
it's like a power move, huh?
It was the biggest thing I've ever done.
Yeah,
And
that's brave.
And I think I left a little bit on the drain.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
You think Mrs. Claus saw?
I don't think Mrs. Claus saw it. I think Santa saw it.
Is that part of this? Is this like revenge?
I don't know if he knows it was me.
We could blame Phil.
We could blame Phil.
Phil McCracken did it. Man, yeah, that's not a bad idea. I do wonder, do you ever, is there any bathroom, like, do you take any snacks in the shower or bathroom when you go? Are you allowed to have food in the North Pole bathroom?
Yes, but most of the times, like for us elves, we
Yeah.
don't get the good cookies.
Oh, shoot, really? Do you guys get, like, the extra leavings?
No, we get like sugar cookies more times than not.
It's like almost,
So if I go and take it into the shower, I'm afraid it's gonna like dissolve
yeah, shoot.
or break apart because it's just sugar and flour.
I just had a terrible, terrible thought. Are they using Santa's sweat to sweeten, like, everything at the North Pole?
I think that's a possibility.
We had it's Sweatgate 2024. We're gonna have to.
If you viewers were able to see my face, my jaw just dropped because I have seen vials.
Yeah. Oh, it's like Santa sweat. It's essence of Santa.
I think so.
That's wild. Mrs. Claus, you gotta stop. Well, Dingle, I'm glad you came. I don't feel like I helped you.
It's okay. I just know if we do unionize, I would ask for you to possibly be like president or vice president, maybe. You don't have to be at the North Pole.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think VP is a good spot for me. I feel like I was president, I'm gonna have to involve myself with Santa in a way that I can't commit to. But I think VP is a good spot. I really think that Jack Frost might be a good president. Like, he's already got that vested interest to.
But how can we get him back?
I don't know. Maybe that's what I'll work on this year. I'll have to figure something out. In my luck, Jack Frost is going to pop up next year, and we'll see what we can do.
Please, and if I need to be in here for a meeting.
Oh, man. Classic three-way in the school bathroom.
Pause.
Well, Dingle, we'll see what we can do. I really appreciate you coming down from the North Pole and just sharing your story. Do you want to leave the listener with any bathroom wisdom from the North Pole, or maybe just air your grievance, however you want to leave people with this.
The biggest thing is if you're ever going to use the restroom and you know there are plenty of people in there, take the poopery.
Oh yeah. Do you guys have like mint, like peppermint poopery up there? Peppery?
We actually use the honey one more than not.
Honey. Wow. Have you ever tried, now I've never done this, but I have thought about doing it. You've introduced a topic, poopery. Might be something we need to discuss on the show one day. But have you ever thought about like taking that thing right to the source and like deodorizing the hole itself prior to the job?
That actually might be something that I might try.
Right?
And I'm afraid there might be a chemical reaction. It could.
You hit Santa with it. You know how sometimes like they wash your car and they like will hit it with like a smell goodie? I don't know why they do that. But maybe you could hit like Santa with that like after spray. Just right up in them yoga balls, just
and accidentally tell him I sneezed. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That could be good. Helps with the smell.
True.
Mrs. Claus probably be into it.
Mrs. Claus would probably.
Rudolph's probably into it.
Rudolph's nose might go red if we do that.
Rudolph. Well, Dingle, I appreciate you being here. I'm gonna. So every time I end an episode, I guess we'll get to the Hoovie's holiday treat list next year. Well, don't worry, it hasn't changed. But I always have to end the episode. So I guess there's nothing to say but like thanks for being here, and yeah, keep pooping in the free world. Don't be afraid to unionize your elves, and I guess take the poopery straight to the beehole. Just give it a shot. Anything's worth trying once, I suppose. That'll do for another episode of Privy. And now, as always, don't forget to flush. And then the funnest part that people don't get to see is I get to like